Well, hi, this is Grixon. Let me take you through a 14 Priory as a 670 blood decay. So that was a quick of my talents there. This is my 14. I'm playing with one of my friends. The rest are all people I don't know. I'm playing with the mage. So let's go over blood decay in Priory. On a 14, it gets pretty sketchy, and I will explain to you things that I did well, things that I definitely need to work on. So in 14s, you start to get smacked pretty hard, and I've already used a potion right there. So I'm grabbing all of this, trying to get all this. I'm trying to get to a spot. So every time you get shield slammed, you're going to get knocked back. Getting in this little corner makes so you don't get knocked back far. But every time he's going to do a shield slam, you're going to take a huge hit. So you need to be ready for that. Knocking back, boom, huge hit. So I made a mistake. I need to be targeting the mini boss here. I need to be targeting this guy. Because I'm not, you're going to see why that's bad. So trying to maintain rune generation and converting that to runic power. See, I lost aggro on him. The mage, the arcane mage is going to do huge single target damage on the prio. So I need to be on the prio. And then these footmen, if you can grip them or blinding sleep or something, you can stop their defend. Defend makes it so things inside take less damage. And I'm trying to save my grips for these sharpshooters. But I'm also like, every knockback is hurting so much. So I'm trying to use everything I can here just to stay alive and grip these in at the same time. So yeah, for 14, these start to get a little nutty at 670 eye level. Once I get higher eye level, it should be easier. But still, blood decay is very volatile as it is when it comes to the yo-yo. Every shield slam just destroys my health. Okay, so this is going to spawn the next mini boss. So while I'm waiting for her to come down, I'm going to start pulling this stuff. So if you're going to grip things, you need to make sure you grip that sharpshooter in. I knew I had slappy hands coming, so now I'm going to aggro her. So this gets a little nutty just because these sharpshooters love to hop around. And I'm trying to make sure I'm targeting chainmail as much as possible, just because of I recognized my mistake early. Try to fix it. If you've noticed from my other keys, I have switched off of Sandland to Deathbringer. I find it's much more stable, and I can get Snap Threat easier for me. But the big thing that I've noticed, which is a hard thing for me, is if you notice, I move my character a lot. And I think it's because, like, I don't know, my fingers need to be moving a lot to feel like I'm still, like, in it, because I need to be able to, like, respond to a death strike really quickly. Sandland, you have so much haste, right? You're like at 50% haste or something like that. It's insane. So everything feels very snappy. With Deathbringer, I am versatility, mastery, very little haste. So I just feel like it isn't as quickly reactive. So I find myself moving my fingers with my WASD more. I don't know, that's psychological. And I don't realize I'm doing it. But it makes me feel like I'm pushing more buttons and staying more, you know, in command, I guess. Alright, so that was a big 4 minutes. Big 4 minutes. So I'm trying to use my Reapers, my Exterminates, as often as possible because the second Exterminate has a chance, or the first Exterminate has a chance to reapply it, a Reaper's Mark again. So the bigger the pulls, the bigger the chance. So I'm going to get this patrol first, and I'm going to swoop around. I'm pretty much doing a Demon Hunter route for a lot of this. While I don't play a Demon Hunter, you know, this is a route I picked up from a guildmate who is a relatively high Demon Hunter. As all Demon Hunters are this patch. Not much to know here. Make sure you stay out of bad. Again, I'm using my Exterminates as quickly as I can. The first Exterminate has a chance to reapply Reaper's Mark. The second one actually applies Blood Boil for you. The Blood Plague. I shouldn't say Blood Boil. I should say Blood Plague. It applies it for you. So, now that we are on Deathbringer, Coagulopathy is very important. Coagulopathy increases the damage of your Blood Plague. So we are now tracking and maintaining Coagulopathy, and you gain stacks of that through Death and Decay. It is this one right here, and the higher that is, the more damage I'll be doing. And if you have Dancing Rune Weapon up, and you Blood Boil, you will place 3 Blood Plagues. And then if you have 3 Blood Plagues out on every single unit, you can then use, I keep forgetting the name of this one, but you can use this guy here. It generates runes, but it also makes your Blood Plague deal tick faster. So it'll do a lot more damage in AoE. If you can get the 3 stacks of Blood Plague out on everybody, Coagulopathy at 5, and then do that ability. So you can hug this wall and you won't pull that bottom pack. I do grab this pack, the mini boss, and the next pack. Because I'm a Blood Decay, Slappy Hands is a thing, so I can pull in these casters very well. Reaper's Mark was reapplied, so I get to do it again, which is very good for threat. Reaper's Exterminate does a lot of our damage. It's our overall most damage. So it is very good to get extra procs of that just for threat reasons. So here I am just trying to kick what I can and grip what I can to interrupt. Then going back on the mini boss. So I do have 3 stacks out. I did use, what is it called? Consumption. God, I'm sure other people in my videos are just like, dude, remember this, remember what it's called, it's easy. Consumption will make your Blood Plague do more damage faster. Like, it'll make your dot tick faster. So, if you have Dancing Rune Weapon up, and your Exterminate, the second scythe of it applies Blood Plague, your Dancing Rune Weapon copies will also apply it. So, it should. I don't know if I'm manually pressing Blood Boil to do it, or if the Exterminate's doing it on the second one. That'd be an interesting thing to find out. So for this fight, when Divine Judgment comes out, you want to have Anti-Magic Shell for. And then for Holy Radiance, you can put Anti-Magic Zone to help everybody. But basically, Divine Judgment is a dot that gets put on you. Your healer can purge it off or whatever, but you can also just negate it with Anti-Magic Shell. Other than that, just try and bank what you can. Oh, also, when you use Reaper's Mark, you get a free... You get a free... man, I'm bad with names right now. You get a free Soul Reaper. And when the Soul Reaper explodes, you get Runic Corruption, so your runes will come back faster during that time.
Defensive.
Dancing Rune Weapon. Is there an overlap where we can see if I get a 3-stack?
Defensive. Defensive.
I manually pressed Blood Boil right there and got the 3-stack. I don't know if the Scythe will do it though. So the Priest barriers, and then I also press Anti-Magic Zone because I didn't know he was going to barrier because it's a pug.
Defensive.
There's that free Soul Reaper. I mean, I get it either way right now, but that Soul Reaper, when it explodes, gives me Runic Corruption.
Defensive.
Divine Judgment, I don't have Anti-Magic Shell ready.
Watch your step.
It was already purged off me though. So it's not a huge deal to do it, to do that there, but you have it, so it helps. So I would try your best to save cooldowns here. So just, if you can, tough it out until this is over. So I'm actually going to ask him to, because I'm doing a bigger poll, so I'm asking him to bring him out, like top me off. So I'm going to try and bring him out, like bring it all out here. Alright, so this is very hard. I should have gripped and gotten out, but I stayed way too long. I popped Purgatory. I've already used most of my cooldowns here. Sacred Toll hurts, but we do have Anti-Magic Shell, which can really help that. So I'm trying to just gather everything here. Alright, so it did not apply the 2 extra Blood Boils, so confirming you do need to manually apply Blood Boil to get your 3 Blood Plague stacks during Dancing Rune Weapon. The Scythe did not do it. At least I may be, you know, I'm just a weekend dad warrior here. What do I know? I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me I'm an idiot for that. So we got a pretty good healer. Discipline Priest is very strong right now. I track the mana right here, so I kind of always know what's happening. So I'm going to go up the stairs here and pull more. I should have gone around to this pillar to line of sight, and I didn't. Just things that I could have made a lot more clean, because I still don't have aggro on that priest. There we go. Now lost it on the conjurer. It's just a mess. I'm trying to get a hold of this all. Blood Boil is probably what I should be doing to get that aggro. I'm really wanting that Reaper's Mark because it does so much damage. And I get the free Soul Reaper. Gonna Slappy Hands. Exterminate for quick threat as well. So I need to make a mental note that when I have Dancing Rune Weapon up, I need to manually Blood Boil at least once to get 3 stacks rolling. Because generally, because my Scythe, my Exterminate applies Blood Boil, I normally actually don't Blood Boil much. So, at least during Dancing Rune Weapon, I'm probably going to need to press it once. Alright, there's some cool tech here that I really am excited to show you. We have anti-magic shell, and we are a busted class that can abuse certain magical parts of a fight. We can soak the 5-stack all on our own, assuming the healer knows that that AoE damage is going to happen. So when you bust that, usually it bounces you back. We can disadvance to get rid of the knockback, anti-magic shell to not get the dot. And because we're not getting knocked back, we can go bam, 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 bam. We can hit it all 5 times really quickly and not get the dot. So for this one, we'll just take 1, but you want to bait out that shield first. So for this one, I'll take 1.
Counter.
And then we just kind of spread it around. So how this is going to work. He's going to put his hammers down.
Watch your step.
We move out of the way. And then, don't go to the pyre just yet, okay? It stays for a while, but you're baiting out this hammer, this shield, Cascade shield. Bait that out. Right, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. All of them. So the problem is look at everybody's health. The healer needs to know what's going to happen, because every time you hit it, it's AoE damage. So as long as he understands that in the beginning,
Watch your step.
you can take all 5. So we don't want to get too close to this, okay? We want to bait out those shields first. So I'm actually moving him away. Shields are out. See, that person was even a little too close. I'll bounce 1.
Interrupt. Counter.
So now we're going to do it again.
Watch your step.
Hammers, we move out of the way. Now, I don't really care where that is right now. I just want to get that shield out of here. Bait the shield out first. Cascade shield. And then,
Interrupt.
see everybody's health, how much it just, he, was able to recognize it was going to happen and have stuff ready. But that's why before I started, I said, I will handle all of the 5.
Watch your step.
I don't even think we deal with this one. He's almost dead anyways. And that thing lasts a while. Yeah. So, blood decays or aspiring blood decays out there. You can abuse stuff that your class is good at. And these bigger keys, I'm debating on taking Rune Tap for that mitigation on pull. Just because I'm getting into higher keys, the Rune Tap seems like it's very helpful at the beginning of a pull. Just spend 1 rune on it to give me some breathing room before I start. Because it's the hard part here is you have to decide, are you doing everything you can to get threat? Or if you're getting hit hard, are you doing everything you can to stay alive and pull runic power? It's kind of a yes but no, but also yes. As you play, you're going to have to figure that one out. If you're playing with a rogue or a hunter, obviously that's not as big of a deal. They can misdirect and tricks of the trade or whatever. Alright, this room is very healer intensive. There's a lot of stuff that just targets random players. You have paladins that do the divine toll, which hurts, and you've got the light spawns, which target somebody and channel a bunch of damage on them. You can AMZ for people to help, but it targets people often, so it will be hard to do. The big thing here is just make sure the priests do not get is it the priests? It's the mages. Don't let the mages get the volley off.
Interrupt.
Trying to get all these guys out. Fireball volley cannot go off. If you kick nothing in this whole place, except for one thing, fireball volley needs to happen. And then as Blood Decay, just think about when that light spawn's about to die and make sure no one's around it. Kind of treat it like old school necrotic. So I could have saved my slappy hands for when the light spawn's about to die to grip everything out of it. Fireball volley. Kick it right away. Straight to jail right away.
Counter. Counter. Failure.
See, that dude he's just getting the, our warlock there. He popped Unending Resolve. So if the light spawn is targeting you and you're a DPS, please pop a defensive. It is a hard channel on your healer. If you're a mage, Altar Time is great here for that. Mass Barrier, I guess, could be good there. Ooh, these things all came out in a rough way. And of course the dude started blasting before I even had them. So in pugs, you gotta be careful. People will do that. Fireball volley, we do not want that to go off. It went off, so that's a lot of damage. This one's about to go off. He did stop that one. This one I will kick. So yeah, pugs will start blasting before you creep stuff up. That just will happen.
Counter.
And just thinking about the light spawn here, I was not thinking ahead of time. The light spawn, we have 2 light spawns and they're just getting low. So somebody stunned this stuff inside. So that guy just got healed so much. And I say that's my bad because I should have already been moving them, kind of like old school necrotic. When things are about to get low, just start trailing them off. Okay. This next pull, this mini boss, he does a blazing strike, which is a lot of damage. You can anti-magic shield and not get hit by blazing strike. So just watch him. I like to grip these in too. I should have gripped the priest blazing strike. Did I press it in time? I did. Okay, good.
Counter. Counter.
So we did not take blazing strike damage because it is a dot that does a lot of damage to you. The second one I'm pretty sure we hit though. I might ice band fortitude this.
Pain suppression.
I did ice band fortitude it.
Counter.
And he pain suppressed me as well. Yeah, you can see the dot up here just ticking away.
Failure.
When these footmen die, they explode. You can actually negate the footmen explosion damage if you can disorient them, stun them right when they're dying. So one thing you can do is if footmen are about to die, you can blinding sleet them. If they're all about to die at the exact same time, you can blinding sleet right at like 0.5% life, then they'll die and not blow up and hurt everybody. So in fact, I actually just stop all damage when they're about to die. See, I've stopped already. I'm just watching and waiting. Blink sleet. I only got one of them. I'm watching the healer's mana once he starts drinking right away. So he can keep drinking while we're fighting.
Counter.
Unfortunately, we don't double time this.
Watch your step.
If you can see over here, there's my timer.
Face away. 3,
Face away. We anti-magic shield every other one, so we don't have to go away. Get free runic power
watch your
from it.
step.
Alright, so I'm not just sending slappy hands here, because I want it as a oh crap button once we get up top.
Watch your step.
Once we get up top, Death and Decay, if you talent into it, Death and Decay slows 90% on initial, and then it tapers from 90 to 80 to 70 to 60% slow as they're going
Watch
through
your
it.
step.
So it's a very huge slow to start,
Counter.
and it's very useful because we have 2 charges of it we can store. That means we can block off both sides of the corridor when the ads are coming in.
AOE incoming.
And then, if they get through, we can position ourselves
Face away. 3,
next to the boss,
1.
away from our melee DPS as much as possible. Slappy hands just pull them all away so they don't get to the casters and the healer. Okay. I'm going to use Rocket Boost here from my Belt Tinker. And I'm not going to Death and Decay here. I'm saving it. Very purposely saving it. Okay, they're coming in. Death and Decay.
interrupt.
Counter.
Death and Decay. Slow them as much as possible. And they get through.
Divine Shield.
Now I'm going to Slappy Hands and manually pull these away so they cannot get to the casters. So I do have one melee, but he was a paladin and he did Divine Shield. So I was like, if you have a big melee comp, you cannot use Slappy Hands because you are just going to mostly pull them to your melee comp and kill them.
3, 2,
So
1.
understanding the comp I had,
Watch your step.
I knew I could do it. But that won't always be a tried and true thing. If he didn't do Bubble, he would have gotten hit by his... But it did save 3 casters from having to worry about it getting to them.
Face away. 3, 2, 1.
That's the whole fight. If you stick to the end of this video,
Watch
thank
your
you.
step.
Really appreciate it. And yeah, I hope to be showing you guys some more 14s or higher as I go. Let me know if anything here was helpful to you. And good to be back. I hope to see you soon. Alright, bye. And I think I hover over my healing and damage before. I did, I think. Awkward. Maybe I didn't. Alright. I'll see you guys later. Thank you.